The soldier was clearing the battlefield when he suddenly discovered a little girl lying in an enemy crater. She was tightly gripping her mother's hand, but her mother had already stopped breathing. The soldier reached out his hand, wanting to take her away. Though the girl couldn't understand his words, she sensed kindness from his gestures. On the road they encountered an attack. The soldier was injured by artillery while protecting the girl. During the days he remained unconscious, the little girl silently stayed by his bedside. Only when she saw him wake up did she finally show a long-lost smile. He brought the girl back to the military camp. Due to the language barrier, they couldn't learn her name, so Carl named her Ellie. Whenever night fell, little Ellie would quietly climb onto Carl's bed and peacefully stay by his side. Carl began teaching her to read and write. Carl always avoided words like family, fearing they might trigger Ellie's nightmarish memories. But what he didn't expect was that somehow Ellie had learned these words anyway. Then she pointed at Carl and said, "Dad." This sudden warmth left Carl overwhelmed. Soon, his superior learned about this situation. The war was too intense to travel with a child. He decided to contact welfare services to take Ellie away. Though Ellie couldn't understand their conversation, she sensed the approaching separation. She gripped Carl's hand tightly and followed him wherever he went. 2 months later, everyone would return to their homeland. Ellie was sent to an orphanage. On the way to the orphanage, Ellie seemed happy, but when Carl was about to leave, a familiar voice rang out again. Carl realized his importance to Ellie. He decided to secretly bring her back to Turkey. He hid her in a suitcase and brought her onto the ship, but the orphanage director quickly found them. The suitcase was opened on the spot. The plan to take Ellie completely failed. At their farewell, Carl promised he would return for her. But in that era of poor communication, returning to Korea was extremely difficult. After Carl returned home, he spent every day running between embassies, searching for news about Ellie. His wife also joined to help him. They sent countless telegrams, but all disappeared without response. Just like that, 60 years passed. The once handsome young man had become elderly and frail. Suddenly one day, Korean journalists called. They were willing to help Carl find Ellie. Through the reporters' persistent efforts, they found Ellie, now over 50 years old. When Ellie saw the photograph, tears instantly streamed down her face. She had searched for her father for 60 years. It turned out her father had been searching for her all along. The father recognized Ellie immediately. Even though 60 years had passed, Ellie was still the little girl in his heart. This deep emotion transcended bloodlines and crossed language and nationality boundaries. In an era of war, they built a lifelong father-daughter bond. So how powerful can a promise be?